That point where you make up your mind is where your life changes. That's where failure changes to success. It is your decision, not your condition, that determines your destiny. I promise you, where you're getting your best results will always lean towards your unique ability. Ultimately, what you focus on will define your identity. It will move from I can't do this, I don't have this, to I am not this. It doesn't take long for I don't have money to become I am poor. What you focus on ultimately will shape your sense of identity, because what you believe is what you become.
Whenever Dr. Sam speaks, your mind is going to be blown. Nothing less than what he always delivers.
He still doesn't run out of inspiration. Every time you listen to him, you are still inspired. He's been doing this over many years. It's like he doesn't age doing it.
Just by mere meeting him, he has shifted my capacity.
Energetic, engaging, and filled with a lot of revelation and information that can change your life and move us from where we are now to the next level. Dr. Sam Adeyemi is the real deal.
It is when we find ourselves in very difficult circumstances, impossible circumstances, that actually is when our best potentials are released. We're tougher than the tough times.
Ladies and gentlemen, good morning and welcome to the Ladies and gentlemen, good morning and welcome to the Shift Conference. Before I say anything, please can we put our hands together for Dr. Sam Adeyemi.
I was on a salary of 30,000 naira a month, and I asked myself, Gabriel, what else can you do to earn 30,000 naira a month? If I can sell one truck of diesel, I'll make 30,000 naira a month. When you have a strategy, you implement it.
You must be intentional about building strategic relationships. The power that you have is not absolute in the space, because you must control the space to work, to support you, to deliver value. Hard work is good. I didn't say don't work hard, but working smart is better. Working smart is about maximizing productivity using every resource that is available to you.
Your mindset is like a compass. If it's off just a little bit, it's going to take you a lot of time to reach your goals. See, money is a tool. And so what I realized is if a person can change their priorities around their money, they could change their outcome. If they can change their mindset around their money, they could change their money outcome. Our financial outcomes is a derivative of our money behaviors.
You cannot travel within and stand still without. When you see cannot, that's riding on a principle. If I could push the inside, the outside is designed to do everything possible to catch up with it.
It gives us great pleasure to unveil to you, reveal to the world for the first time, his latest book titled Shifts.
Great news for the students and teachers of secondary schools. We are offering 10 scholarships each to 50 schools. That's making a total of 500 seats on scholarship at the Shift Conference 2026. And this is courtesy of our sponsorship partners. So we'd like to say a big thank you to our sponsorship partners. Together, we are investing in the new generation of leaders, the best that we have produced until now. All you have to do is go on the link in this post, apply for your school. Our team will vet, and then we will admit 50 schools into the Shift Conference Lagos. See you at the Shift Conference. Great news. Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining us today at the Leadership Live. How has your day been? I hope your day has been exciting. I hope it's been productive. Thank you. All right. This is always a global event, and we have people joining us from all over the world. We are a leadership community, okay? A global leadership community that believe passionately that our world can be better. And darkness will only overrun our world when those of us that have light refuse to shine our lights. So we discuss here that power is first imagined. Power is not a zero-sum game in our world. And you know, power is the ability to do work, to get things done. Power is not a zero-sum game. There isn't a finite amount of power in our world. People are creating more power every day. And with that, we shift the balance. So in our community, we do not believe that it is only those that occupy positions at the top that are leaders. The discussion on leadership has moved way, way, way further than that. Now we understand that leadership is the ability to influence one or more people to achieve goals. And you are the first person that you've got to influence. All leadership begins with personal leadership. Influence yourself to set and achieve goals. That is leadership. And then you build other forms of leadership on that, because the things you learn in the process of solving your own problems, then you help other people with the things you've learned. And then with that, you get more people solving their own problems, more people leading themselves. With that, we build teams and the world gets better. A very special welcome again to everyone who's joining us today from all over the world. We usually like to know the city and country that you are joining us from. Yes. So, thank you, Boniface, joining us from Nairobi, Kenya. Thank you. Oh, thank you, Prince, for the compliment. Thank you. Yes, Elizabeth from Uganda. Good to see you. Sam 7 from Kumasi, Ghana. Thank you. Thank you, Sam. Yes, he says, please, yesterday you mentioned at church that you'll host the Global Church System Conference in mid-July. Kindly consider me all in. I've booked seat number 77 already. Thank you. Yes. I made the announcement yesterday just so people can block their dates. You know, on the other side of my job, I pastor this amazing church called Daystar Christian Center. And it has been a phenomenal opportunity for me to leverage my gifts and skills as a systems builder. And I found out many years ago that one of the major things that makes the difference between big churches and small ones is the ability to build systems. And the exact same principle applies to businesses. Exact same principles. Most businesses stall within the first 2 to 3 years. And we found out it's the same thing. The business or the church gets to the point where it demands resources that are beyond the capacity of one person. So most businesses are run by individuals. However, if you can develop a system and leverage other people's skills and time and efforts, then your growth can be exponential, right? And we've been doing things for 30 years. And now I feel like we have the clearance to go ahead and share the things that we have learned with pastors and churches from all over the world. It's amazing. I'm personally excited about it. We'll talk about the governance systems, how the boards run, how we run meetings, our small group system, our multi-site centers, our purpose teams, and the service units that go with them, our IT, our finance, our HR and administration, our communication departments. We have two huge communication departments, our music, our prayer, our preaching. Everything is intentional. We have loads and loads and loads of policies, loads and loads and loads of manuals, where we state exactly how things are done. I was discussing with my executive assistant today. The senior pastor's office, we have a manual that captures almost every single thing that is done in the running of the office. It makes it easy to transition from one person to the other. So we want to open up all these, right, to other people. And that's what Psalm 7 is talking about. So if you are a pastor and you think that will be helpful to you, block the date, July 16 and 17. July 16 and 17 arrival should be latest on the 15th. All right. Thank you, Sam, for mentioning that. Thank you for attending the service online. Thank you, Pastor Olu from Ethiopia. Awesome. Oh, thank you, Olubumi, for asking. It's been a productive day today. How are you? I'm good. Thank you. I'm good. It's been a productive day too. Warming up to the Shift conference, holding this Saturday, tidying things up. That's a lot of work now, but it's exciting work, right? Taiwo is joining us from Lagos. Thank you. Oh, Tico says, thanks for the Shift conference. Thank you, Helen. Good to see you again from the... Yes, Dr. Taiwo Joe, our professor of leadership. That's our in-house professor of leadership at Samadiyemi GLC. Thank you so much. Joining us from Lagos, Nigeria. Pastor Tim Baker, thank you so much. Oh, thank you for the prayers. Say amen to that. Thank you. Rotimi is joining us from Atlanta. Yes, I see you. Thank you, Deborah, joining us from Lagos, Nigeria. Thank you. Mutero from Botswana. Thank you. Good to see you. Adebola from Lagos, Nigeria. Awesome. Yes, good to see you again. If it's your first time ever, this is a very special welcome to you today. Okay, very special welcome if it's your first time ever. Precious is joining us from Lagos, and Eniola from Lagos, and John from Lagos, and Timilehi from the United Kingdom. Awesome. And Famous from Nigeria, Kende from Ekiti, Nigeria, Emmanuel from Lagos, Nigeria, Ayodijis in Sweden. Fantastic. Thank you for joining us from Sweden. Wow. Simon from Maiduguri, Nigeria, and Musa from Ikorodu, Nigeria, and Bolanle from Kwara State, Nigeria. Basi is joining us from Houston, Texas. Dauda from Asaba, Nigeria. Thank you. Yes, Tico, we are all leaders because we are all born to lead ourselves, right? That's the starting point. Okay. Thank you, Okwe, for joining us from Lagos, Nigeria, and Tolu from Ilefe, Nigeria. Austin is joining from Meru, Kenya. Good to see you again. Thank you, Pastor Uche from Abia State, Nigeria. Rebecca is in Osun State, Nigeria. Sam is in Kaduna, Nigeria. Thank you. Good to see you. Prince is in the United Kingdom. Now that's his name, right? Kingdom, joining us from Enugu. Thank you. Atiko, thank you for joining us from Glasgow in the UK. Success is also in the UK. Thank you. You can do from Lagos, Nigeria. Olubumi, Lagos, Nigeria. Luatobi, from Kwara State. Emmanuel is in Lorry, Nigeria. Doyin in Lagos, Nigeria. Helen is in Nigeria. Joel in Enugu. Jonas is in Nigeria. Elizabeth is in Lagos. Ayobam in Lagos. Fantastic. Yes, Pastor Uche, Abia State. Shego is joining us from Johannesburg in South Africa. It's your first time. You are welcome. It's a special one. Molayo is in Nigeria. Ojo is in Abeokuta. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Dan in Abuja. Emedion says it's a first time here, so you're especially welcome. Good to see you. My sister Janet from Indiana. Michael is in Suleja. Good to see you. Fantastic. Good to see you, Jimo. He says, I'm elated to be here. Beishala is in Washington, D.C. Welcome, sir. All right. Namdi is in New York. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, everyone. Sheyolu Yomi is from Mowe. Okay, so this is how this place runs, okay? This is how this place runs. Since we believe, right, that leadership is the ability to influence one or more people to achieve goals, we believe that every human being has capacity to influence. The big problem is our programming. So once we are programmed to believe that it is only the people at the top in government, in business, it's only the people at the top that are our leaders, what it does is to make you sign out of the influence game. You abandon your responsibility to develop your influence, not to talk of deploying it and using it to shape the world. That's the big challenge that we have. So most of us are in what we call a learned state of helplessness, learned state of being victims. But here in this community, we don't believe in that. Come on. We are waking the giant within. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, so can we test our influence in just 2 minutes? Can we test our influence? Please repost, retweet, repost, share the link to this live right now. Can we do that? Yes, share the, bring someone in, influence someone. You see the way this life works? We absolutely have no idea where most people are going to be 5 years from now. Leadership is not a day's job. It's a daily job. Raising leaders, it's not a day's job. It's a daily job. It's a daily job, okay? It's a daily job. The earlier we start, the better. Probably too late to be teaching a president how to lead when the person has become a president. You get what I mean? So this may just be the greatest investment you made in somebody's life. That's what I'm saying. Yes, share, link, share with a particular person, bring them in, and God bless you as you do that. So the way this works, in the next few minutes, I'm going to start. I'm going to share something, right? Just share some ideas, and then I'm going to take questions in the chat room. Yeah, don't post the questions yet. When I'm ready, I'll let you know. Okay, is that okay? Good, 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 good. So thank you for joining us. Sheyi in Ogun State, Nigeria. Blessing in Oyo State. David in Nigeria. Motunrayo is in Nigeria. Abiodun in Djibouti, Nigeria. Thank you, Reverend Miran from Zambia. Amazing. Told you this is global, right? Oh, wow. Richardson says, I just turned 21. You inspire me so much, sir. Oh, I'm just inspired having you here, right, on this live. At that age, you sure are going somewhere in life. And this is what I was doing when I was 21 too, okay? I was taking in everything that I could, reading voraciously, right? Average of a book per week. So all the best, my young friend. Tapa is in Lagos, Olushola in Ekiti, Nigeria, Ekiti State. Oh, thank you. This is a go-to space. Thank you, sir. Dr. Olubumi. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Olu is in Atlanta. Thank you for joining us. Anamdi is asking, any upcoming program in New York area? Not that I know of at the moment. And you know, one thing people need to know is, like, there's a group of people, for example, discussing with us at the moment about business people, right? About us coming to Indiana, right? So if you have enough people that will make it worth our while to come, we can fly anywhere in the world. Lillian is in Asaba, Raphael in Port Harcourt, Shehu, it's your first time and you're in Lagos. Thank you for joining us. Missionary Kolawole is in Osun State. Thank you for joining us. Yes, thank you for joining us. It's your first time with Royal, right? You're welcome. A special welcome once again to everyone joining us for the first time. We'll start our discussion in about a minute. Toby Loba is in Lagos and Francis is in Morocco. Thank you for joining us. Amazing. Moses in Owerri, Timmy in Ekiti State, Elijah is in the USA, Mutrayo in Lagos, Victor in Lagos, Amara in Lagos, Richardson is in Ghana. Jude says, it's my first time and I'm happy to be here. You're welcome, very specially. Reverend Miran says, you have transformed my reasoning since 2022 when I started following from Zambia. It's fantastic. Thank you. Thank you. Happy to hear that, right? Absolutely happy to hear feedback. Just to know that what we're doing is worth the while, is adding value. Samuel is in Anambra, Kende in Ibadan, right? Pat says, let me see if my name will be mentioned. Pat from Lagos. You are welcome. I had delays in Lagos, an alumni of our leadership school. Thank you. That's the Daystar Leadership Academy, right? Yes, the Daystar Leadership Academy, the leadership school I founded 24 years ago this March. It's amazing. I was just so passionate. I was asking myself, oh my God, this leadership thing is such a big issue in Nigeria, in Africa, and around the world. Why don't we have a leadership school in Nigeria? You can imagine 24 years ago. So I took our staff through the training, then put adverts in the newspapers, and the school kicked off. And today we have over 55,000 people who have come through our programs. So happy. Thank you, dearly alumni. Sam, first time joining from LinkedIn, from Kaduna. Thank you. Rufus is in Lagos. Abiodun in Vienna, Austria. Thank you for joining us. Amela in Kaduna State. Austin in Kenya. Thank you for joining us. Blossom, it's your first time. Special welcome. Austin in Lincoln, United Kingdom. Joseph joined us from Germany. Thank you. All right, everyone. So we don't spend the whole day, right? Over the years, I have learned something amazing. I've had a lot of amazing experiences. I'll tell you one thing about me. I experiment. I try. Some people want to have perfect knowledge, have a perfect plan before they take action. I have that tendency, right? My strength is in thinking, it's in planning. But I discovered many years ago, the world does not recognize you for what you are planning to do. The world recognizes you for what you have done. No one gives you a PhD for planning to study physics. Okay? Or should I say, no one gives you a PhD for planning to study town planning, right? They give you a PhD for what you have studied. So I try. When I read something from a book, I try. So I'll tell you, one of the major things I've done that has transformed my life is attending conferences. And especially leadership conferences. Conferences change your life. Conferences strengthen your leadership. So the likely thing you will find is when you go to conferences, the people you find there are usually the ones ahead of their industries. It just follows naturally. Okay, we started this discussion last week, and I shared some of the powerful stories, powerful experiences I have had attending conferences. Like I spoke about a conference that I attended, and I had someone explain something that King Solomon said: there is much oil, treasure and oil in the dwelling of the wise, but the foolish man spends everything. and just 10 minutes, and it just accelerated my journey towards becoming a millionaire and a billionaire. It was fantastic. It was about spending below your income and saving. That was the day I decided to open a savings account. It's amazing. And it was at a conference. Right. So you can find on my YouTube page the session for last week. Today, one other thing that attending a conference will do for you is what I call identity expansion. That is where your life actually changes. Identity expansion. Let me illustrate it this way. You're planning, and if you've been listening to me in recent times, you'll have heard me say this. So you're building a story building, and it's 3 stories. You've gone 2 floors, and then you assessed again and realized, for where I'm going, for my new level, 3 stories will not do. I need 10. What do? Do you continue to add floors, the 3rd, the 4th, the 5th, the 6th, on what you're building? No, it doesn't work like that. Because if you do that, it will turn into a coffin. What you're building will turn into a coffin because it's going to collapse. 7 floors were not provided for in the design and in the foundation. So a lot of the time when we want to experience changes in our lives, the real problem is that the new things we want to bring into our lives were not provided for. The new relationships, the new levels of resources, access to resources, they were not provided for in the foundation, right? When you need major changes in your life, you got to start from that identity expansion. That's the foundation for everything else. Oh, that's why I wrote the book, Success is Who You Are. Right? I wrote a book titled Success is Who You Are. That is what I addressed in the book. And you can get it from our website, samadeyemi.net, and along with some other books of ours and other resources, samadeyemi.net, or from Amazon, right? Good. So, when you are consistently in the same room with high-level operators, it just naturally happens that your internal identity shifts. I had, this remarkable experience many years ago. I just found out by being in the same room with high-level people, my mind was shifting. This wasn't a conference now. I went for a conference, and then I was now in the same room with 2 elderly gentlemen, and they were discussing. They're much older than myself. They were discussing about their real estate investments. As they were talking, I was just nodding my head and smiling. I had absolutely no contribution to make to that discussion that day, because the figures that they were mentioning were figures I had never come across in my life before. So they were saying, oh, I have a particular property at this location. I actually bought it for this amount. I bought it for this amount. I got a loan from this particular bank. I bought it. And as at the time we were discussing, they had been in ownership of these properties for about 20 years, right? And then they would say, oh, I sold it for this amount. Then I bought another one and all that. So wonderful. It was like, so I realized that what they were discussing was their own normal. Just the exposure to the possibility of that normal made me to absorb it. And I found out that especially when that happens again and again and again, something just shifts on the inside of you. Sometimes when you're watching someone at a conference, something inside you will be screaming, you can do it too. You can do it too, because you just realize that they don't have foreheads, right? So we call it identity expansion. You begin to think bigger. You'll find yourself operating at higher standards because normal is redefined for you. Sometimes it's just the organization of the conference, right? Just the organization of the conference. If it's part of something, for example, that is within the scope of your own vision, then you see, right? You see, you see it happening live. It's no longer abstract. It makes some tremendous impact on you. Yes, exposure. Thank you, Adebisi. Exposure to the possibility of normal. It's in my book, Shifts. It's in Shifts. I discuss it actually. I discuss the power of exposure and some of the experiences that I had in that, with that respect. There was a day I went with one of my associates to attend an event at my mentor's church. Mega church, many times the size of ours at that time. And when the event closed, we stood on the balcony of one of the extension buildings, and everybody was moving out, and I was supposed to be moving out. But I said to my associate who went with me, don't let us go anywhere. Let's just stand here. I said, just look down at that crowd that is moving out of the gate. I said, one day, this is us. One day in the future, this is us. This is why I came here today. I came to capture this picture. I came to capture this picture. This is not imagination now. This is real. So those are some of the things that happen to you when you attend the conference. Identity expansion, thinking bigger, shifting your normal, making internal decisions that make you to begin to function at higher standards. You shift your benchmark. This is important, right? This thing of seeing people who have been a success, who are your mentors, who have achieved what you are dreaming to achieve. When you see them in action, when you see them at the conference, it's amazing. It's amazing how you realize, oh my God, they're normal. They're normal people, right? And all your excuses just die. Let me put it like that. I'm trying to look for a strong way to express it. Whatever excuses you've had in your mind for not achieving anything, they just die. They collapse because you see people exactly like you doing what you've been dreaming about doing or becoming. Environment shapes ambition. Environment shapes ambition. Absolutely. It's one of the major things I wrote in my book, right? Shaped. Thank you so much, everyone. That I'm unable to call everybody's name today, but thank you so much. Really appreciate. I'm seeing people from all over the world, right? On this live. Yes. So it's good for normal to be redefined for you to just suddenly realize what you thought was something is mediocre, and mediocre means average, right? And you just realize you're better than that. A conference does that to you. It did that to me. Yes, I wanted to see these. So this person says, I was just listening to your sermon on strategic action. Always awesome. Oh, amazing. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Environment shapes ambition. Yes, Olubomi says every time. So the second thing follows closely. You gain broader strategic vision. You gain broader strategic vision when you attend the conference. You know why? Most of the time, the people speaking at a conference are people that are leading in their industries. And the way they think is different. I promise you that. The way they think is different. Usually, these are people that see ahead of everybody else, right? They're usually strategic in their thinking. They are sensitive to change. They don't like change to take them unawares. So they're very sensitive, right? Brian, is this live? Absolutely, yes. It's my fingers. It's live. And in any case, like if you joined us late, you can watch this again, right? On my YouTube page and on X and on Facebook and on LinkedIn. Yeah. Okay, so I said, usually the people that speak at a conference are people that are at the top of their industries, right? And they're usually very strategic in their thinking. So they are sensitive to the micro and macro shifts that are taking place in the environment. Being strategic means that you are sensitive to what is changing, not only within your own organization, but also to what is changing on the outside. They preempt change. They are not reactive, they are proactive. Honestly, I want to belong to that group. I want to be part of that. I don't want change to take me unawares, right? I don't want to be a victim of change. Think about the massive changes that these leaders are talking about now. A lot of people are not paying attention. And these leaders are already speaking right now, especially because we have social media and so on. A lot of people are not paying attention to what they're saying. They are saying, the people at the forefront of the AI revolution are saying, and robotics, they are saying that in 14 years, if things go according to how they are seeing it, they're going to crash the cost of production to zero. That we're going to have so many robots. The robots are going to do a better job than human beings. And the cost of doing anything is just going to crash because it's going to be very cheap. So in their own view, they say there's going to be prosperity. They say that's going to kill poverty. Well, we need to unpack. Right? We need to unpack exactly what's going to work, how governments are going to respond to these things they're saying, because they say that the current global financial system is built on scarcity, and that scarcity is artificial. Right? I'm just saying, when you attend conferences, you pick from what they are saying, you pick some of those micro shifts, some of those macro shifts, right? You'll be exposed to some early stage innovations or ideas in different areas. Yeah, you pick signals before some major changes go mainstream, and you are able to position yourself. It's powerful. It's really, really powerful. Yes. I've been trying to come out of my environment, but it hasn't been easy. You can create a different one for yourself. That's why I wrote in my book, Shift, right? Cut pictures, write things on sheets of paper, put them on the wall in your bedroom so that the only thing you see is not that bedroom. If you allow that existing bedroom to be the only thing going in, it will reproduce itself again. So you need to distract your eyes, right? So you can create an environment for yourself, a dreaming environment, okay? Yes, what you see on your outside may not be perfect, but this was what I did. I created an environment for myself, and you need to read a lot and be intentional about what you consume on social media, right? And on the screen. Yep. Good. Thank you. Austin says, Femi Etodola mentioned you, sir, in his book, Making It Big. That's huge, sir. Thank you. Thank you. As soon as the book came out, then people were calling me, and saying, oh, Mr. Etodola quoted you, right? On page 32. So I got my copy and I got the book. Honestly, The book is fantastic. For the fact that most successful people in Africa don't tell their stories. I'm sorry, but it's a cultural problem. They just don't tell their story. And that's a big problem for the younger generation. A lot of people losing hope, having despair. And to succeed in Africa, you just come up against all sorts of obstacles. If you're able to make it, share your story. So most successful people in Africa stop at success. I don't blame them because the success itself is difficult to achieve. But success is not the end of the journey. When you've gotten all the money, you just find out there's a point beyond which money will not make you happier. The next level after success is significance. It is impact. And that's where you meet your need for self-actualization. Until you do it, you don't understand it. The highest level of fulfillment will come when you make investments in other people's lives. So I'm so happy that Mr. Tedola decided to share his stories. It's powerful stories from start to finish, right? I read the book from start to finish and I said, this is good. He's moving beyond just making money now to touching lives, making impact, and I really like it. Anyway, don't blame me for liking the book. I was quoted in the book. All right. Let me add just one thing and then I can take the questions, right? If you're positioning to be a leader, communication is very important for you. Communication. It doesn't matter how fantastic the vision you have is or the ideas you have in your head, if you cannot successfully transfer them into other people's minds and hearts. That's communication. Communication is not just talking, right? It's not just talking. It is successfully transferring the ideas in your heart and mind into somebody else. The words are just vehicles for transferring those ideas, right? So when you go to conferences, you actually experience communication from leaders. It's amazing. I was at the Global Leadership Summit in Chicago 2017. And, or was it 2016? I think 2016. Okay, I spoke there 2015. I spoke 2017. I think this was 2016 or 2018. Anyway, John Maxwell was speaking. When he took his session from start to finish, not only was I enjoying the content of what he was saying, how he was saying it was of interest to me. I was just shaking my head. I said, this man is a guru, right? Because with time, you know what works with the crowd, you know what doesn't work. And when you know what works, you test it, you adjust it, you modify it. So with that, practically every sentence that you say makes impact. I felt it, right? That helps you to articulate your ideas or your vision more clearly, okay? Helps you to be able to explain complex ideas in simple ways, right? Yes, attending conferences is just so beneficial. Thank you. Oh, thank you, Brian. Says, I really love you, son. Thank you, love you too. Listen, I've been following your teaching. I've been downloading your teachings from Daystar. You're an amazing teacher. Thank you. Thank you, Pastor Tulu. Good to see you. Right? Andrew in the UK, good to see you too. All right. Okay. All right. I think people are in the mood to ask questions already, so. But wait. This Saturday, the 21st of February, right, we're having the only Shift Leadership Conference that we're hosting this year. And that's why it's a must not miss, right? It's the only one for this year. We have requests to come to some cities, but we'll be discussing that maybe from next year. But this is only one, and it is this Saturday, the 21st of February, 2026. So the question is, have you registered? Shift-conference.com. Shift, SHIFT conference.com. Just go there and grab your ticket, right? I know the first thing many of us are going to say, since this is a global event, is, oh, is there going to be live streaming? Will it be possible to join online? Good news, yes, we're going to be streaming online. I can promise at least the general session, because we're having 2 sessions. We're actually having 3, but we're having 2. I will explain. We're having 2 major sessions, okay? The general session, 3 hours in the morning, 3 hours in the morning. Thank you, Mr. Brown. He says this is actually a conference on its own. Thank you. We try to pack a value, right? Thank you, though. Thank you for the compliment. So 3 hours, powerful sessions, powerful speakers. And then we have a 30-minute break. Then we have what we call the VIP session. Smaller number of executives, of leaders, of C-suite leaders. But that is the real deal. That is the real, that VIP session. Some people have asked, will that also be streamed live? We've been discussing, working on that on our team. I can tell you the technical guys said yes, that it is possible. Tomorrow, our team will be meeting to decide finally whether to stream the VIP session or not. But that VIP session is where attendees will be able to interact with the speakers. We'll form a panel and ask questions. No Q&A during the general session because the crowd is just too large, right? Venue is Eco Hotel and Convention Center, where we're going to have thousands of people who see themselves as leaders in the room. Okay, so just grab your ticket right away. It's shift-conference.com this Saturday. Invest that one day, right, to make the major shifts that you need to make in your life. It's going to be phenomenal. So of course, I'm going to be speaking. I'm going to be speaking on how you can make major shifts, right? Not only as an individual, but make major shifts. Where I am now, my job description is advising presidents, governors, senators, and global CEOs. And I'm talking about you, right? Yes. So we're going to be discussing how to make those shifts for our nations, right? How to shift culture, how to shift values, real shifts, things that are going to change the world in 5-10 years from now. But then in your own personal life, the result will be almost instant. But then I bring in speakers to join me, right? Because I want to present role models before the attendees. Mr. John Olajide is an amazing gentleman who left Nigeria at the age of 18 to do university in the United States, trained to be a software engineer, started this company called Access, AXXESS, Access, a home care technology company in the United States. Bootstrapped. In other words, they did not take money from venture capitalists or whatever. And the company today is a unicorn. A unicorn is a company valued at over $1 billion. Access now operates in the US, in the Middle East, in Asia, in Africa, in Europe. It's phenomenal. He's then diversified. And then also started this company called Cavista. Cavista has investments in technology, in energy, that's oil and gas, right? In agriculture, they run massive farms in Nigeria and across several African countries. It's phenomenal. He is the chair of the Corporate Council on Africa. It's based in the US, but it facilitates business between the US and almost all African countries, and is the chairperson. I had the honor of being invited to his inauguration as the chair of the Dallas Regional Chamber of Commerce in January 2020. He was 36, the youngest person ever to hold that position and the first Black person to do so. Phenomenal story. And I want him to share a story. I want him to share a story while I hold the fervent desire that that story would be replicated 1,000 times, right? Thank you. My dear wife will also be speaking, not because she's my wife, but because she's one of the foremost female speakers in Nigeria, and she's a global speaker, right? And we asked her to address a specific area. She's gifted, talented, and skilled for that area. I've personally enjoyed that area that is very useful to leaders. For the 32 years we've been married, right? Yeah. Should I give you an idea? I used to be afraid of being lazy. It's very interesting. Just fear of being lazy. And then it was just the year we married, December of the year that we married, and I read a book and I ran this assessment on it and I passed successfully as a workaholic. Isn't that a paradox? The gentleman that was afraid of being lazy now passed as a workaholic. Anyway, God used her to moderate that area of my life in amazing ways. Okay, so general session, VIP session. Now, I mentioned the third session, right? 1 hour before the general session starts, before the whole conference starts, we have 2 events that will run concurrently. All those that sign up for the VIP session, we have a beautiful first-class meet and greet event for you. I'll meet with you there. We'll take portrait pictures of you and so on. Beautiful. On the other hand, we have the people in the founder level. We'll also have a session for you. We'll bring in a financial expert that will discuss with you how to access funding for SMEs, for small businesses, right? And that's an hour before the event even starts. Powerful, right? Let me stop talking. Shift-conference.com, shift-conference.com. You can engage the conference at different levels. You can engage as a sponsor, a sponsorship partner. And this is what we're saying. This issue of leadership creates the environment. It's a big deal. Human potential is being wasted in our world. Powerful people are making decisions that are ruining lives, honestly. So this leadership thing is not something you sit down about. It's something we need to throw ourselves at. And I'm asking people, join me in this campaign, join me in doing this job. And I want to say a big thank you to all the people who have signed up as our partners so far. Thank you for your investment. Send me an email. If you want to find out about it, it's not too late. We can still take in some sponsors today and tomorrow. info@samadeyemiglc.com. info@samadeyemiglc.com. It helps us to run a world-class event. Secondly, it allows us to bring in people who may not be able to afford, right? So we put out an announcement. You saw the video when we were starting. We got applications from schools. Applications actually closed. We chose 50 of the schools and we're giving them 10 tickets each. That's 500 seats at the conference are reserved for high school students and their teachers. Massive investment in leadership and in the future, right? So when you're a sponsor, just know that is what your money is doing. University students and national youth corpers in Nigeria who are attending physically, we provided some seats. Maybe you'll still be able to find shift-conference.com. Just scroll down so you can see it. University students, you see the button for university students and national youth corpers, 80% discount for those number of seats. Once those seats are exhausted, they're exhausted. So if you want to apply, you better apply right now, okay? And then teachers, school teachers and civil servants, government workers, we also provided a limited number of seats, 50% discount, right? That's what your sponsorship money is doing, okay? Thank you. Remember, you can join us from anywhere in the world. Virtual admission, that's the button. Just check there, shift-conference.com. Thank you. I'm going to take some questions. If you want to be a volunteer, we actually have a button. If you're in the Lagos area, you want to be a volunteer, we have a button there on shift-conference.com for volunteers, and you can let us know, okay? Now, I'm going to take some questions now, but before I do that, how do you get a good ROI on attending a conference? How do you turn a conference, what you learn from a conference, into real impact in your life? First, go to the conference with a clear objective of your own. Okay? Go to a conference with a clear objective of your own. What exactly do you need right now that could create a big shift for you? Okay? Yeah. What's your learning objective? 2, if there are smaller meetings and you can attend, please go ahead and attend. Thank you. So our team is saying the volunteer application is closing 17 February. That's tomorrow, right? Good. Good. Oh, thank you, Olu. Olu says, I'm on the Access website. It's amazing. Thank you. They are phenomenal guys. Their Lagos office, when I went to the Access office in Dallas, they had 300 employees, and this was maybe 8 years ago. They had 300 employees then from 35 countries, right? Amazing guys. Come out with an action plan of something you will do within 48 hours of the end of the conference. If you don't want to lose, if you don't want the things you learn to dissipate, okay? Within 48 hours, take action. And I said it last week. I went from a morning session at a conference straight to the office and sent somebody to the bank to get me, that was many years ago, about 25 years ago, to get me account opening forms. That's how you get the best. See, I'm still talking about it today, right? Because it changed my life, right? Make sure you take action immediately, right? Good. How about people in Ibadan? Join us online, okay? Join us online. Join us online. Shift-conference.com. Scroll all through and you'll find something that applies to you. Okay, so let me take some of the questions, right? Okay, this is a testimonial, right? Oh, well, with a question. David says, I'm David from Daystar Star Hub. Through the questions I asked on this platform and you answered, I have finally launched the Leadership Academy vision God put in my heart. It launched on the 1st of February, 2026. Hand clap for you, David. You took action. That's huge. Let me tell you this. Most people don't take action. So once you take action, you've left like 50% of people behind. It says, we've had 2 classes already. Oh, wow. And I'm really happy. My question is, what systems and structures do I put in place that can help me run the academy seamlessly, and how? Okay, so you just specify the different, break down the job, right? Break down the job. So, of course, you have the lectures, right? You have the lectures. That's your core operation. Beside that, you very likely have IT, right? Because I'm not sure if you run the lectures physically or online, but you definitely need a website. You definitely need social media handles or a social media handle and all that, right? You need sales and marketing, right? You need sales and marketing. How do you create awareness about what you're doing? Okay. And then You have the administration and finance. Administration and finance. You may not need to build all of that, but it's good you draw it on paper, right? Draw it on paper so it gives you a clear idea of what you're doing. And then with time, you get people to help you. So, but for as long as you can go it alone, go. But since it's Leadership Academy, right, it's good that you recruit people to join you. Okay, the training is hybrid, fantastic. Okay, so that's the more the reason why you sure need help. But congratulations, David. This is amazing. Congratulations. To get better and better and better and better. Okay. Okay. Aladayo says, I will be driving to and from Ibadan to attend. It's a no-brainer. Thank you. It's the value. Once you know the value, the price you have to pay is little. Our Leadership Academy, right? There was a time many years ago when we discovered that a lot of professionals could not attend. We were running the program for 3 weeks, Mondays to Fridays. So when we got that feedback, then we started the Saturday session, only Saturdays for several weeks. There was a gentleman that would jump on a bus. He was CSO, right, of a university. He would jump on a bus on Friday evening, arrive. There's a link on the screen for the virtual admission. If you want to join online, there's a link on the screen that takes you straight to where you need to go. This gentleman will travel overnight in the bus, arrive Lagos, attend the classes all through Saturday, stay the night in Lagos, and then go all day back to Port Harcourt. Walk through the week, repeat the same thing the following. When I heard, I was just wow, because he understood the value of the training. Oh, Psalm 7 says, I ran the gift test you recommended. Here's my result. Giving, teaching, administration, exhortation helps. It's good you're almost always mentoring me, even as I cultivate leadership skills. Thank you for taking action on that. I said that yesterday, right? Fantastic. So I'm backing up now. Amawumi, yes, info@samadeyemiglc.com. Info@samadeyemi, my name, samadeyemiglc.com. Osage says, how can one convert his passion to money? Good question, right? How can one convert his passion to money? Money is simply a means of exchange of value. You identify what people need. You provide it. Maybe a product or it may be a service. As long as it has value and it meets specific needs for them, they'll give you money in exchange. Let me break it down. Money has not always been in existence, right? Before, people did trade by barter. I'm sure you've heard about that. So you came to the market with potatoes, I came with tomatoes. We determined their relative values and exchanged. When it became too cumbersome to carry those things around, people invented money to represent the value of the tomatoes and potatoes. So the problem with us today is that our thinking about money has been disconnected from value, from products, from services that meet needs, that solve problems for people. So you need to go back down there and start from there. This is your passion. What problem does it solve for people? If you can identify that it solves problems for a lot of people or for a few people at the high level who can afford to pay a lot of money, that's where you go. So you let that passion motivate you, drive you to create the products and services, to shout, create awareness about them and carry them to where people are, send them there and sell them to people. That's how your passion turns into money. In the event that what you are passionate about is something that the people you are serving cannot afford to pay you. I'll give you an example. You're so burdened about hunger, so you cook food for people, or you feel so bad about people sleeping on the street, no shelter. So you create a shelter where people can come and sleep in the night and leave in the morning. Now, the people that you're serving can't pay you. What you do is to appeal to the people that have money. Because most of the time, like I said earlier on, when people have a lot of money, beyond a particular point, they realize there's a limit to what they can eat, limit to, how much they can enjoy out of the money. What gives them fulfillment is what they do with the money, the lives they touch. You can help them to get that fulfillment, right? But you will have to be clear in selling your idea and in giving them reports of what you're doing. In fact, I'll encourage you to start already and then go with some report of, this is what I'm doing already. These are the reports. These are the lives that have been changed. I'd like to do a whole lot more. Then they're likely to give you the money. You run that on the platform of a non-profit, okay? Not a business. But if it's going to be business, sometimes you just find what people need, whether you are passionate about it or not. You just find what people need and you sell it and you make big money. Then you take that money and use it to fund your passion and solve problems for the world. I hope that helps. Thank you. Brian says, I even remember your teaching on taking action. Very powerful teaching. I advise everyone to look for it and to listen for it. All right, just Google it and see how it goes. If I am to join online, how do I know what ticket to get? On shift-conference.com, just look for virtual admission. Virtual admission, that's what we named it. Interesting question. Emmanuel says, the simultaneous note-taking when reading or listening, is it a distraction or does it enhance learning? How best do you suggest learning should take place in this context? There's power in writing. I'm going to tell you, there is power in writing. So it's easy for things to just, okay, good. On Facebook, on YouTube, we have the link to the virtual session right there in the chat rooms. But people are different. People are different. So if for you, writing is a distraction, doesn't allow you to hear well, then it's better you just stop and listen. Okay? Stop and listen. And maybe what you do is try to memorize what you're hearing. I've seen some people, I spoke somewhere, was just a short training for a bank. And this gentleman, the deputy MD, when I was done, he stood up and he recollected, he just summarized everything I said without looking at a note. And I thought, what? This gentleman is smart. He's the CEO of the bank now. It's amazing. How do I start building systems for a company in pipeline? There's a burning desire in my heart to start a consultancy business, and I know the importance of building systems, but how do I do it? How do I develop the manuals? I'll say, why don't you start first? Because consultancy is the kind of a business that you actually can start alone, right? Just so that whatever you will write is going to be practical. You can preempt, you can study existing consultancy firms and see the kind of departments that a consultancy firm will have. And then on a small scale, you can identify yours and design something small, okay? Design a structure, design is small. I like the fact that from scratch already, your vision is that it's going to be big, right? It's going to be beyond you. Don't sweat it too hard. For now, just have something simple so that when you now meet reality, you'll be able to develop something that is practical and then use that, right? Oh, I didn't see the volunteer icon on the website. Is that? How do I sign up to be a volunteer? Honestly, I sincerely believe that It is there. Let me check again right now. Did anybody see it? Student, teachers, and government, virtual admission. Okay, our team will check it up as we're speaking. Okay, thank you for mentioning that. Kennedy says, thank you for the privilege given to us. I'll be coming from Ekiti, NYSC. That's a youth copper. Fantastic. You're welcome. You're welcome. Is there a way I can serve? I'm in Port Harcourt. I'm sorry, no, except you come over to Lagos. Okay, this is good. John says, I founded, thank you for all you do, especially for all your books. I founded Insight Leadership Academy. I love it. As a result of my keen followership over the years, my question now is, how best do I monetize? Just a few more minutes and we'll be done, okay? How do I monetize my leadership training or classes? Just put a small fee, right? You give everybody a taste of the free, right? This is just basic in the information business. Google allows all of us to use, right, their website or websites for free, right? And then they monetize by getting money from adverts, right? Because they're able to tell the people that want to advertise, we have millions or billions of eyes, okay, on our website. But for leadership training, 2 ways to go about it. Make it a non-profit and then get people to support you as sponsors, right? And with that, whenever you advertise your programs, you advertise also their businesses, or charge a fee, charge some fee and start. And you can stack, right? Put your training on tiers so that there are some that you do for executives that can really pay you well, and there are some that you do for those that can pay a small amount of money, and vary the value that you offer at each level. I hope that helps. It requires a bit of practicing. Let me tell you from experience, we have some major shifts to make in Africa. Major shifts. You are running against the culture when you run a business that is built on sharing information. The culture has not yet tied success. I don't mean everybody. I'm just saying at a cultural level, there isn't yet the connection between success and knowledge. You would find more connection between prayer and success. You'll find more connection between spiritual power, and I'm not talking about any particular religion, any kind of spiritual power and success. An African finds it easy to believe that, but the connection between knowledge and success is not strong enough yet for people to invest. And people don't realize investing in knowledge is actually investing in yourself, because when you invest in shifting your mindset, you literally invested in shifting your life. So you will need to condition people with time, right? You need to, I'm just encouraging you up front. We've done a lot of work in that space, and things are getting better and better and better. In Western culture, you will see a conference, they will say, oh, it's $1,000, and you will see 5,000 people there. You see an event, sometimes you could see an event that is $3,000 or even $5,000, and you see 2,000 or 3,000 people there. It's because at a cultural level, success has been tied to knowledge, and it really is tied to knowledge. Okay, so start people out and guide them carefully. Stay with them over time, and they'll be able to afford more and more and more. All right. Wish you all the best. Good. Tolu Lokwe is asking, why are Nigerian politicians and pastors having the same culture of making their money in Nigeria and taking their children outside the country. If all they profess is true, why can't their children be beneficiaries? I don't quite understand what you mean by that. If all they profess is true, why can't their children be beneficiaries? So this is the simple point, right? That when you see people operate at high levels, sometimes they pretend to look foolish, but they're very smart and they're very strategic. Their motives may not be correct, may not be positive, but I just told you that there's a connection between knowledge and success. Sadly, the same people may be complicit in creating the problem, but the educational system in Nigeria is way behind what you have in other parts of the world, way behind. So I'll tell you that if we'll be honest with ourselves, it's not only politicians and pastors that take their children to attend schools abroad. That's the plain truth. Everyone who cares enough about their children and their future and who can afford it, that's what they do. And it is very sad because some of us went to government schools. When I was in high school, the early years, they would give us, apart from the normal food that we ate, they gave us this drink that it was called Three Top, orange drink that you mixed with water, right? 1 part of the drink and 4 parts of water. They would give us groundnuts to eat. They would give us oranges. What else? Soaps, for washing our clothes. Right? It's normal, standard, normal part of school. It's all that is dead. And you ask, for God's sake, why should the people who enjoyed that not create that as a legacy for the younger generation? So, I would just advise one thing though. If you want to be able to analyze problems accurately and provide solutions, don't generalize, right? Don't generalize. Nigerian politicians, there are good ones, there are bad ones. Pastors, there are good ones, there are bad ones. Doctors, there are good ones, there are bad ones. Military officers, there are good ones and there are bad ones. And we should not impose on people what they do with their families, what they do with their lives. But when it comes to leadership, should we have expectations? Absolutely. Should we hold leaders accountable? Absolutely. Recently, I was thinking about the insecurity in Nigeria, for example. And it's amazing how the media creates narratives, or even government creates narratives that distract people from the real issues. I like to address root problems. So I went online. I said, wait, let me even check number of out-of-school children in Nigeria. And global organizations put it at between 18 and 20 million. Whew, 18 to 20 million children out of school. And it's been like that for like 10 or 20 years. Is there any surprise where the terrorists come from, where the bandits come from? How many of them do you want to bomb? Or bomb, right? How many of them do you want to kill? That's why the problem is festering the more that you kill. Sorry. If you live in the UK, you live in Germany, you live in France, you live in the US, you know what your primary schools look like. You know what the secondary schools look like. That's the massive investment that those countries are making in their citizens, right? And because their citizens have knowledge, can think, are innovative, have skill, they create value. They create wealth for the country. Then the country is rich enough to take care of them. In almost all those countries, especially in Europe, each child gets an allowance from the government every month, just for being a child in the country and being a citizen, right? So, and then they are skilled. If you're out of work, government has a stipend that it gives you so you can buy food. Why should you go and kill anybody? And then government itself is now so rich. It has sophisticated weapons. It is in your best interest not to steal. They catch you easily. There are cameras everywhere, right? So let's work together to build that kind of country, right? All of us need to agree. We need to agree first on the kind of countries that we want to build, especially in Africa. In Nigeria, where do we want Nigeria to go? I cannot in my good conscience vote for most of the people that are asking for us to vote for them, because I don't even hear them describing the Nigeria they want to see in the future. They don't have the confidence to say Nigeria can become a developed economy. All the developed economies did not drop from heaven. People built them. Why don't they have the confidence to talk, right? That's why we're running our leadership conferences. Because most of the people in leadership positions did not read a book on leadership, did not go to any leadership seminar, did not, right? And I studied leadership up to PhD level, right? I have a Doctor of Strategic Leadership degree, and I could use that just to prosper myself, right? This leadership live is free, right? And this is what we're saying, that the more of us develop our leadership skills and offer ourselves to serve the community, the better our countries are going to be. The challenge we've had, even when you have one good person who goes into politics or who does this, because they're alone, their voices are drowned out. So I hope to look at that we can work together, right? And not just complain about what is wrong, model what is right, and mobilize as many people as possible to join us, right, in creating the new. I appreciate your question. That's why I spent time on it. I'm passionate about the same things you're passionate about. But beyond being passionate, I'm taking action. And I believe with all my heart, our country, Nigeria is going to be better. Other countries are going to be better, right? Good. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. So the big question right now is, so have you gotten your ticket for the Shift conference? If you're in the Lagos area, no reason why you shouldn't show up physically. VIP session is best if you are a senior leader and up. It's life-changing. If you can find your way into that room, and more than half of the tickets are gone already, right? And they are snapping up very fast now, okay? Good. Online, attend online, right? Attend online, right? Get the virtual ticket and join us online on Saturday. Thank you so much, everyone. We're practically out of time for today. Let me close out with testimonial here from Mark. Dear Dr. Sam, my name is Mark Adeola Osho. I joined this town 21 years ago. I walked in barefooted without any form of what to do with my life. God used you to completely change my life. My testimonies of total life transformation at DCC is beyond belief. One day I will share with you and the world, sir. Thank you. Oh my God. That's powerful. That's powerful. That's powerful to hear. Thank you so much. Thank you. Yesterday, I said in church that I engaged someone on LinkedIn who asked the question, can someone please explain to me why this pastor seems to do more of motivational speaking than preaching salvation? That was a comment on that one of my posts, and he asked everybody like that. So I decided to engage the person because I checked the profile and I saw that he's a high-level leader, a CEO, right? An entrepreneur. So I engaged him. I have nothing to hide, right? So I said, I play dual roles. What I'm doing now is a divine mandate, divine instruction I got in 1994, and it put me on two pathways. So one, I'm a pastor. The second one has made me a strategic leadership expert. Please check this website, give me the church website for the work I do as a pastor. Please check this website, samademi.com, for the work I do as a strategic leadership expert. He said, thank you, sir. I've been following you for years. I'm just concerned because it seems to me like you're abandoning your main assignment, your major assignment. Oh, then I got what he was saying. So I said to him, thank you. I appreciated him again and said, I have clarity about my calling. I've actually run tests. That's what Psalm 7 was talking about earlier on. I've run tests online, and my calling is teaching, leadership, administration, pastoring. I said, pastoring is actually number 4. I said, I would understand though, since God helped us to build a church of 40,000 people, I get it if people think everything else I do is a distraction. But those other things are the real deal, and God has used them to change millions of lives. So just in case someone is also asking the question, this leadership deal, it's a big deal. It's a divine assignment, and it is life-changing. I look forward to seeing you at the Shift Conference, right? Shift-conference.com. Please go there right now, okay? Please go there right now, shift-conference.com. Any ticket you want to get, virtual admission, everything is right there on shift-conference.com. Has this been useful to anyone today? If this has been helpful, I'd like to close out with this, just a little bit of feedback, Can you help me to type Y for yes? Letter Y for yes. If I get 5, I'll be satisfied that our time together was worth the while, right? Oh, I got 2, I got 3. Thank you so much. I got 4, oh, thank you. Oh my God, they're rushing in now. All the Ys are rushing in. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. I love you guys. I believe in you. And I believe you're going to have some amazing stories to share with us very soon. From all of us on our side, Success Power, Sama DME GLC, it's a good evening, good afternoon, good night, and maybe good morning for now. Thank you. Bye, everyone.